When you hear the word paranormal or supernatural, then movies or TV shows are the first thing that might come to your mind. But as we all know, these movies and shows are inspired from real events that carry the evidence of such happenings in video footage, scriptures writing, or people making claims to be present during this event. These extraordinary claims are often subjected to debates and conjectures and may seem irrational for majority of people. But with an open mind, I present you a list of some compelling paranormal cases that carry video footage and circumstantial evidence, enough to give you a new perception for these paranormal events. In this video, I will discuss 5 strange paranormal cases that you won't be able to give a rational explanation. I will state some facts that are known from articles in news and from various websites, along with the video footage or pictures to support the paranormal claim behind these incidents. But before we get started with the video, you know the protocol. Like the video, do share with your friends, and if you are new to the channel, then don't forget to press the subscribe button. The Exorcism of Maurice Frenchy. It may be surprising that case related to famed charlatans, the Warrens, would be on the list such as this. But the case of Maurice Frenchy is difficult to dismiss. As with many supposed victims of demonic possessions, Frenchy had a very troubled upbringing. It seems his father was brutish and violent man, subjecting his son to terrible beatings. Although Frenchy was vague on this, it is assumed some sexual abuse happened also. It was after this terrible event that Frenchy began to notice that he gained supernatural powers, increased strength, hidden knowledge revealed to him, and ability to be multiple places at once. During an exorcism conducted by Bishop Robert McKenna, things get pretty weird, and not in usual growling, body contouring sort of way. The slow morph of Maurice's face seen in the video of his exorcism is really freaky. Given that this case occurred in mid-80s, before the sophisticated CGI tech we have today, there is much more to this story. Frenchy had previously spent time on probation for rape of a child in 1976, dodged another rape case where he claimed to be possessed by demons, and his father had killed his mother before killing himself in 1982. So there's plenty of precedent beyond the supernatural for what happened next in 1992. Frenchy succumbed to his violent urges, attempting to murder his estranged wife, shooting her in the arm outside her Massachusetts home with a shotgun, and then turned the gun on himself. Sounds strange, doesn't it? The body on the reservoir. A body was found near a reservoir outside the city of Sao Paulo, Brazil in 1988. The man was seemingly tortured to death, facial skin peeled back, eyes pulled out, eyelids cut off, entire muscles had been removed, symmetrically aligned picture wounds all over the body with multiple organs removed. The victim had also been castrated and drained of his blood. Out of all these, the most terrifying information is that the man had probably been conscious the whole time. Given that there was no sign of anesthetic in his system, there was also a cerebral edema, suggesting extreme pain. Cause of death: cardiac arrest during extreme agony. Official verdict: death from natural causes. It seems that authorities may have poorly covered up this case. Perhaps it was due to the awful, gruesome details being too alarming for the public. Perhaps there is some darker conspiracy afoot here. Given the similarity between this case and the cattle mutilations, often touted as evidence of alien experimentation, it's hard not to allow the possibility that we humans may be viewed as guinea pigs by some advanced alien species. Pentagon's $22 million UFO program confirms a strange sighting.
Dude, there's a drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing. It's rotating.
Finally, cried all the UFO true believers when this footage was leaked. Hold your horses though. All this stuff is not proof of existence of aliens. It is simply proof that US authorities know and study the phenomenon of UFOs. Pretty amazing stuff. This one feels more real, but as compelling as the video, it is not the proof of supernatural. Rather, it's proof that there are phenomena that even one of the most heavily funded expert institution on earth cannot yet explain. More than just twin brothers. Here we have a pair of twins separated at birth. Well, some degree of similarity is to be expected. I mean, they are genetically identical. But these coincidences are incredible. Both were named James by their respective adoptive parents and went by Jim. One named his first son James Allen and other James Allen with double L. Both men married a woman named Linda. After both men divorced their respective Lindas, they both married women named Betty. They both named their dog Toy. They both worked as deputy sheriffs. They both liked to vacation on the same beach in Florida. They both developed tension headaches when they were 18. They both smoked. They both even smoked the same brand of cigarettes. It could simply be interplay between nature, nurture, and environment, but marrying a Linda, then a Betty, there has to be some degree of ESP going on here. Surely, probably not, but it's all very strange. Is reincarnation really possible? Reports of paranormal activity are often met with ridicule. It doesn't help when the individual or family that are being pestered by poltergeists or demons immediately call the wrong person to help them. They never call the police, they never try to get a clear picture, irrefutable photo or video evidence. Do they ever get in touch with a decent journalist to experience the phenomenon for themselves? No. They call a paranormal expert, a medium, a ghost hunter, or a bloody TV crew. One guy who rose above the colossal dung heap that is paranormal expert community was Canadian academic Ian Stevenson. Stevenson's research into reincarnation in children is thorough. Maybe that only peer-reviewed body of work on paranormal which is taken remotely seriously. Even ardent skeptics like astronomer Carl Sagan respected his work, writing in his seminal work, The Demon-Haunted World. At the time of writing, there are claims in the ESP field which deserve serious study. That young children sometimes report the details of a previous life, which upon checking turn out to be accurate and which they could not have known about in any other way rather than reincarnation.
This little boy is referred to as Sam in case studies. A year and a half before he was born, his grandfather died.
When he was about 18 months old, his dad was changing his diaper one day, and Sam looked up at him and said, "When I was your age, I used to change your diaper."
Dr. Jim Tucker, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia, has been gathering case studies of past life recognition in children that could prove that a soul returns to Earth in another body.
We've now got 2,500 cases in our files from all over the world.
Many people believe in some form of reincarnation. The concept dates back to 800 BC and the Hindu Upanishads.
Young children, usually between the age of 2 or 3, who start reporting that they have memories from having had a past life. Some of them talk about being deceased relatives, but others will talk about being strangers in other locations. And if they give enough details, like the name of the other location, people have often gone there and found that, in fact, someone had died in the recent past whose life matches the details that the children gave.
The late psychiatrist Dr. Ian Stevenson advanced the field of reincarnation research in the 1960s, interviewing over 3,000 people who claimed to have past life memories. 2/3 of them said that in a previous life they died from unusual causes. He focused on 25 cases in India and realized that young children talking about past lives was much more common than anyone had known. Dr. Stevenson created categories to screen for cases worthy of further study. His colleague, Jim Tucker, still uses this method.
The criteria we use to decide whether to register a case would include 2 of the following characteristics: a prediction of rebirth, an announcing dream, a birthmark or birth defect that seems related to the previous life, statements of memories about the previous life, behaviors that seem related, and then also recognitions of people or places from that life.
Wow! However, as compelling as Stevenson's collected anecdotes are, they are just anecdotes, not proof. That would require rigorous experimentation. Rely on Stevenson's work as more than just a tasty academic snack, not a fully satisfying meal of proven theory. To illustrate this, Carl Sagan's next line reads, I picked this claim not because I think it's likely to be valid, but as example of contention that it might be true. If you find this video interesting, then don't forget to hit the like button and do subscribe to Buff Planet.